So I recently visited Mexico City, probably a few months ago. Recently visited Mexico City a few months ago. Um, and they over there rioting. They tearing up, they protesting, they rioting. And this is what's going on in Mexico City. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Hold on. Did the police just kick dog in the face? Did the police just kick homie in the face? Did I miss something? This is completely different than my experience in Mexico City. My experience in Mexico City was like a dream. Everybody was having a good time. The police just kicked dog in the face in Mexico City. He deserved it. They just scrapping. All they doing is scrapping. This ain't nothing but a gang fight. This ain't nothing but a gang fight. That's all this is a gang fight. You was just up there in April too? Me too. My experience in Mexico City was awesome. It was none of this. It was none of this at all. Mexico City. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I wasn't in Mexico City. Where was we at? We was in somewhere else. I had vlogged it. Where was I at? It was Mexico City. I was in Mexico City. Oh no, you got to catch an L, dog. Look how he throwing. Look how he just threw. Look at this throw. Hell no. No, you got to go, dog. You got to go, big dog. You got to go. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to let a dude that throw like that beat me up. Get it. And y'all want to let these monsters over here? And y'all want to let these monsters come over here inside of the United States of America? Is there some good Mexicans? Of course there are some good Mexicans. Of course there are some good Mexicans. But y'all want to let these people come over here and change our culture inside of the United States of America? Hell no. Hell no. Y'all, these people is over there tearing up and destroying everything. And y'all want to let them over here inside of y'all want this inside of the United States of America. Like we ain't got our own problems and we ain't got enough nonsense that we got to deal with personally. And y'all want them over here. What do y'all think that they're gonna do if they come over here? Yes, they got machetes in the crowd. And the police officers ain't even got no guns. The police officers is fighting with hands. They got police officers laid out on the ground. Laid out on the ground, elevate to the unknown. And these people throwing bottles. They got machetes. Shh. You got to nip this in the bud. Whenever you allow for them to be able to hurt your own, that's why police officers, they so vigilant. Like if you hurt a police officer or a police officer get killed, they coming after you. You know why? Do you know why the police officers in the United States of America is so vigilant about punishing people? Is because it's rules to the game. Like even drug dealers, even some of the most vile criminals, they do not, the rule is you don't kill a cop. Why don't you kill a cop? Because you don't want the full force of the cops that's coming down on you and to completely shut you down. And so you got to abide by the rules of the game, because if one of theirs get hit, then they have to make an example out of you to nip it in the bud, because they don't want everybody to think that it's okay to be able to hurt and kill cops. And so that's why they break you down. In this situation, the crowd smells blood. And because the crowd smells blood and they didn't nip it in the bud in the beginning, now they feel as though they can get away with it. And this is how an uprising starts. Now, are they protesting the right thing? We'll get into that in a minute. Let's deep dive into, I'm going to pivot for a second over to Fox News's coverage of it, because I like to get the real authentic coverage. And then I want to get, the other coverage after that, so that we can have a bigger conversation on if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. But this is what Fox News has to say about the whole situation.
Massive protests breaking out in Mexico City. More than 100 police officers were injured in these violent clashes outside of the National Palace. The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels. Demonstrators, many of them Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had them on many times on Fox Noticias. I'll start with you, Leo. Why don't you just explain to the American people what is happening at this moment, because Mexico is in full revolt right now.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good morning to the United States, and good morning to you, Rachel. And what Mexico is currently facing is a national awakening. What we're looking at, what you're probably looking at in the screens, is a protest of the Gen Z movement in Mexico, where there are no parties that they are leading this. It's the youth, it's the Mexican people. It's not about the left, it's not about the right. It's about the Mexican people wanting the best for the country. And we're all together in this protest. We're all together for a better country. And we see it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We saw over more than 100,000 people during the streets of Mexico. And it was pretty impressive from our part to see it for the first time. And we were actually there. So we're very happy of the people that showed up in the country and that they are pushing for a change.
Nacho, why are the Mexican people so angry at Claudia Sheinbaum, your president?
Well, in a country which you have 60 murders and 40 missing people a day, every single day, of course they are shocked. Of course they are shocked.
Yeah.
We, the youth, are really desperate because we don't see the light. The generations see the teenagers after this horrific situation. We decide to protest.
Yes.
Not with a flag of any political party, no, because they are killing us.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Okay, so what do you believe that Claudia Sheinbaum is complicit in this? We've had senators on here, Senator Lily Tejas, who bravely said Mexico is indeed a narco state, and she said that Claudia Sheinbaum and her Morena party, the political party she belongs to, is in business with the cartels. Is that true in your opinion, Leo?
Well, when we look at what Nacho just mentioned, when we look at 60 murders, 40 missing people every single day, the narco state of Mexico makes it pretty obvious that there's some things going on behind the curtains in the Mexican government.
Yeah.
This is sad, but what we look at here in the protest is that there's actually a noticing.
So, first of all, that's not a protest, that's a riot. All right, that's number one. That's not a protest, that's a riot. Second thing is, I thought that Claudia Sheinbaum was your savior. Remember when y'all said, oh my God, yes, the first Jewish woman president to be elected as president of Mexico? I thought that this was what y'all wanted. Wait. So wait a minute. Is the honeymoon over? Tell me if the honeymoon is over. I thought, because I was just covering this less than a year ago. Shout out to you, Henry. I was just covering this a year ago, and y'all said that she was not a part of the political state, that she's an outsider, that she's a Jewish woman that speaks Spanish, that is going to turn the whole country around, and she's going to stand up to the cartels, and she's going to change things. And now, over in Mexico City, they are rioting, not protesting. They are rioting. I did cover it, Keisha. They are rioting because they are mad and holding her as complicit and continuing to support the Mexican cartels and the missing people, the drugs, the fentanyl coming over the borders. Now, when Trump said it, oh, no. Because listen, they're not saying, these guys right here are not saying anything that the president of the United States of America have not already communicated to the people. They're not saying anything that the Trump administration has not already communicated to the people. Trump said, listen, the cartels should be considered a terrorist organization. We need to close off our borders to stop letting them run stuff over here. They human trafficking, they drug trafficking. We need to deploy our own military, our own National Guard, our own Border Patrol to have more power to be able to prevent this type of stuff from coming in the United States of America. And not only that, we need to hold Mexico accountable, including President Claudia Sheinbaum. We need to hold them accountable for all of the things that they're doing, and they don't really want our help because they're complicit in what's going on, because it is a way that they're continuing to fund these crooked people and these crooked politicians and these organizations over in Mexico. Now, Trump said this, and everybody revolted, and our white apologist liberals said, no, we stand with you, Mexico. We like your limes. We like your tequila. We like your vodka. Don't tariff them. Don't hold them accountable. Don't tell them that they're supposed to do more to close off our borders. Don't tell them to hold the cartel accountable. We like them. When Trump said we gonna hold them accountable, the people here in the United States of America protested. Yes, they did. And I remember. The people here in the United States of America protested. Trump said they got to get the fuck up out of here, bro. If you're not a legal migrant, if you're illegal, you got to get up out of here, bro. You can't be here. We're not having it. We don't know what Auto Pen did. We don't know what Auto Pen Biden had going on, but you got to come up from out of here. But now, all of a sudden, everything is making sense.
It's actually a noticing of all of the Mexican youth, of all of the Mexican families, that they are saying, how can this be happening? And when you have such a big amount of the population mad, upset at what's happening in the country, something's going on. And that's when you have a protest like the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, people should understand, not only was that mayor murdered in public with his wife and his child there, but then a few days later, another mayor was executed. He was actually decapitated, his head placed on the hood of his car. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's totally normalized in Mexico, and the Mexican people are sick of it. Now, President Trump, Nacho, has said, I'm going to take on the cartels in Venezuela. And of course, they're a transnational network.
Yep.
and that includes the cartels in Mexico. He has gone to Sheinbaum and said, will you help me? But her help appears to be very superficial, not real. What do the Mexican people want, Nacho, especially Generation Z? Because Generation Z is the one who is sort of fueling this protest. In fact, Claudia Sheinbaum printed out the names of all the Gen Z influencers like yourselves who were encouraging people to come out and protest, which is like putting a list out for the cartels. So tell me, do the young people like you want the help from President Trump's administration and from our military?
The Generation Z want peace. We don't care if that peace come with American flag in the left arm or the right arm. We don't care. We want peace.
Interesting, because I remember just a while ago, just a few months ago, literally.
Presidente Trump dijo, queremos ayudar a México. Y para ayudar a México, pues queremos mandarles, entre otras, tropas, o si es que lo necesitan.
Trump offered troops, he offered help, he offered military, he offered a lot of things. And what did they do?
Y yo le dije, no, presidente Trump,
And I said, no, I don't want your help.
eso no. Podemos colaborar en muchas otras cosas dentro del marco de nuestra soberanía y de la territorialidad que a cada uno de nosotros nos corresponde. El presidente Trump dijo mano dura a el tráfico de armas de
Trump said that he would be tough on arms trafficking from the United States to Mexico.
Estados Unidos a México. Eso no se había oído nunca de un presidente de los Estados Unidos.
Never been heard from the President of the United States of America before.
Y es importante para México que se detenga el tráfico de armas, así como nosotros estamos trabajando.
So Trump actually offered to help this woman and to participate because he wants them to separately on their own become their own great country. And they rejected it. And they rejected it. And you know why they rejected it? You know why they rejected it? Well, according to the people that are rioting over there in Mexico City, because of corruption. And y'all celebrated this awesome woman. She ain't even been in office. Has she even been in office more than a year?